In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to understand your ad metrics and KPIs, otherwise known as your key performance indicators, so that you can stop guessing if your pipeline is actually working for you and understand exactly where your dollars are being spent. And better yet, show you how well they're being used to generate you an actual return on ad spend. If you're running a business in 2025, well, almost 2026 now, and you don't know your numbers, you're basically driving down the highway with your eyes closed. And I see it every day while I have conversations with great businesses, smart operators right here in Minnesota, but pretty much zero clarity on what's actually producing the results within their business, therefore making it super hard to scale or even where to start, and sometimes more importantly, stop investing. Your tracking is your truth. When you understand your metrics, your cost per lead, your cost per acquisition, your conversion rates, you can stop guessing what's happening with the business in your head and start scaling with real intention. That's where you gain control. That's where your advertising stops being an expense and starts becoming a predictable growth engine for your business. So today, I'm going to break down exactly why knowing your numbers is the difference between hoping for success and literally engineering it. So let's dive in. Your numbers are not just data, they're a decision-making power. When you know your average job value, when you know exactly how much you can spend to get a customer, when you know which ads are actually producing revenue, that's exactly when your marketing becomes a machine and no longer just a gamble. Minnesota businesses that scale aren't always the ones with the prettiest ads, but they're the ones that have the cleanest tracking. So, here are the 5 numbers in your pipeline that you should be tracking in order to scale your business. The first is leads. Yes, impressions and knowing how many people saw your ads are great, but leads are the literal prospects raising their hand, asking for help, and this is where the interest actually becomes opportunity. If you don't know exactly how many people said, "Hey, I need your help," then you can't measure demand and you can't budget properly. You definitely can't scale. After leads, the next you're going to want to track is appointments. A lead means nothing if it never gets onto the calendar. Appointments show you how effective your follow-up system is. Are you calling quick enough? Are you texting? Are you giving them an easy way to book? This number exposes whether your pipeline is healthy or clogged with people who needed you but never got contacted. Then you've got your show rate. This is where literal rubber finally meets the road. A booked appointment is one thing, but did they actually show up? Minnesota homeowners are busy. Weather changes plans. Life gets in the way. Your show rate tells you if your actual reminders are working and if your sales process is respected. A low show rate can kill your revenue without you even realizing it. After show rate comes jobs closed, the literal moment of truth. This number tells you whether you can turn conversations into customers, and it also reveals whether your sales team, or you if you're still doing the selling, is locking in the opportunities your marketing is actually generating. If your close rate is weak, no ad on earth is going to save you. So finally, you should be tracking your revenue. Now this might sound obvious, but at the end of the day, everything else is just noise if you don't know what a job is actually worth. Your average job value gives you permission to spend more, grow faster, dominate your local market, and without this number, you're just making emotional decisions instead of strategic ones. After having all these numbers tracked, you can directly compare them to your ad spend to understand your cost effectiveness at each level. For example, Meta already tracks this for you, but if you wanted your cost per lead, you would just simply take your monthly ad spend and divide that by the total number of leads that you got, which would then tell you your total cost per lead. Same thing if you wanted your cost per appointment. Take your total ad spend in any given month, divide it by the total number of sales appointments you took in that same month, and that will tell you your cost per appointment. One of the best metrics to base the health of your marketing and sales funnel off of is a direct comparison from your cost to acquire a customer and your average order value. You can calculate your cost to acquire a customer by taking the total amount you invested into marketing in a given month and dividing it by the total number of customers acquired or prospects that you converted to clients. For example, if you spent $5,000 on Meta and got 10 new customers, your cost to acquire would then be $500 per client. An average indicator to go off to know your pipeline is healthy is being willing to invest up to 15% of your average order value in order to acquire a new customer. So for easy numbers, if your average order value or ticket from a client was $10,000, you should be willing to spend up to about $1,500 on your marketing to acquire that customer alone. The best part is when you have these numbers in place, you can start to look at your marketing more as how much do we want to make this month, and therefore how much do we need to spend in order to make X amount? Assuming, that the operations and fulfillment can obviously take on the revenue levels that you're aiming to bring in. So going off of that same example, at $1,500 to acquire a customer that's worth $10,000 in revenue to the business, if we know these numbers and have the predictable lead generation system in place, we could then say, okay, next month, we want to make $100,000 in new cash collected for the business. Therefore, at $10K of revenue per customer, we need 10 new customers. So at $1,500 in ad spend to acquire each, we would be looking to spend $15,000 over the next 30 days to predictably generate the 100K in revenue, which on ad spend over an average 30-day month would be spending $500 per day. And this is why tracking matters, because if you don't know these 6 numbers, you're not running a business, you're running an expensive hobby with trucks. When you fail to track, here's what actually happens. You overspend without even knowing it, you blame the ads when the real issue is the follow-up, you miss the winning campaigns that are quietly printing money, you keep funding the losers that are burning it, and worst of all, the business stays stuck. Because deep down, you're scared to raise your budget, and I honestly hear this all the time. It's not because the ads don't work, it's because you don't know what is working, so therefore you don't know what to scale. So my gift to you to get these numbers in place is a free KPI tracker. You can find it linked in the description below, and you can take this and start using it to track the numbers literally today. It's pretty much a plug-and-play system. And if you want to dive into your marketing a little further, you can also schedule a call with me that the link is down in the description for, which would be a one-on-one. And if you qualify, I'll show you exactly what it takes to get your business to the level you want it to be at.